Hey guys, welcome back. I wanted to just share the realizations that I came to that were the key to helping me recover from long COVID. First of all, I remember so distinctly I had been putting my son down for a nap, and I was laying next to him, and it was one of those rare moments of quiet where I was feeling relatively calm, just laying next to my baby boy. And it occurred to me that my nervous system needed nourishment. It was like all of the activity that I had done all my life, all the intensity that I had lived by, pushing myself hard through college and graduate school, pushing myself hard through work, pushing myself hard as a mom, not getting enough rest. I kind of recognized that pattern in a different way for the first time, and I could see that I needed to do some things to nourish my nervous system. I had no idea at that point what that was going to look like, but later on down the road, it became, first of all, some help from some medications. As I mentioned before, the low-dose Naltrexone and the SSRI. So both of those medications increased the happy chemicals in my nervous system, so serotonin and our endorphins. So that was first step. The next realization that I had was that concept that my nervous system was stuck in this fight or flight state, and that all of the symptoms, whether they were physical symptoms, emotions or feelings or thoughts, were a result of that nervous system state. This was so huge for me because it's so easy to get into that catastrophic way of thinking, like, am I ever going to get better? Am I ever going to get back to taking care of my kids? Am I ever going to work again? Am I ever going to, all these things. And you worry and you spin about that when you're sick. And I needed to recognize that those thoughts were my brain trying to keep me safe. When you're in that fight or flight state, your brain is going to do everything it possibly can to help you survive. And ruminating and worrying about your health is one of the ways, as counterintuitive as it may seem, that your brain is doing its best to help you survive. So by seeing that pattern, by seeing that it was just part of the state of my nervous system, I was finally able to get enough distance from the thoughts to just put them in that category, and I didn't have to engage with them. That I didn't have to spin about my health because I had a direction. I knew where I was going with things, and I knew that all the thoughts were just part of my system being in fight or flight. The last huge piece for me was starting to see some parallels within all of the treatment programs and the recovery stories that I was hearing about on YouTube. And the key that I finally recognized is that what people were doing was they were finding a state of their nervous system, that parasympathetic state, finding a level of activity at which they were in that parasympathetic nervous system state, and then they were slowly pushing their activity level and maintaining that parasympathetic nervous system state throughout. And they were using tools, whether it be meditation or imagery or symptom tracking, whatever it is. All of those are tools to help keep your nervous system in that parasympathetic state. So I needed to find the right tool for me to help maintain that. And as I mentioned in other videos, I started with breathing, and then it was when I added in the vagus nerve stimulation that things really started to take off for me. So those three main realizations were what really got me going. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.